So you want to start a business. Let's talk about what really happens when you own your own company. Everyone shows you the wins, the freedom, I can work from anywhere in the world. Look at all my monies, look at my car. But here's the truth. You're going to work more. You'll never stop thinking about your business, and you're going to feel the weight of every single decision that you make because you own every decision. I've been there, and I'm telling you, the pressure is real. Okay, I really want you to start your own business, but make sure before you do, you know these 4 powerful truths that will help you lead like a pro. Number 1, owning a business is lonely, right? It feels good to be the CEO, the founder, the entrepreneur. It sounds really cool, but up at the top, things are lonely. You make a lot of the decisions. No one knows what it's like to walk in your shoes other than other entrepreneurs and other business owners, but your team looks at you to be fearless, to be smart, to have the next idea, to know what's coming next, to adapt. All of those things while you're still trying to think, you're just probably figuring it out as you go. Owning a business is super lonely, and it's really hard for other people to know that unless they've also done that. So know that when you go out on your own and you start a business, you hire a team, you grow, there's going to be many lonely nights. Number 2, you're going to fail more than you succeed. But guess what? That's the definition of success. The most successful people have failed more than everybody else, right? So just be prepared for lots of failure. If you're a type A person, you are a box checker, you achieve everything you set out to do, becoming an entrepreneur and owning a business is going to be a curveball for you. Because not everything works. You try things, nothing happens. Try something else, nothing happens. You tweak and adjust and try again, and maybe a little thing happens. And then that's actually great. You got to pull on that thread and keep going. So you have to really embrace failure and understand it's part of the game. You're going to fail more than you succeed. And every time that you have a small win in that failure, you're going to iterate and grow and adapt from there. So if you can rewire your brain, and if you can kind of rebrand failure as success, or at least failure as learning, then you will succeed. But be prepared for lots of failure, and that's okay. Number 3, imposter syndrome never ends. I'm convinced every single person in the world has had imposter syndrome. Steve Jobs, Oprah, the Pope, whomever you can think of, at some point has felt like, I don't know if I'm the right person for this job. I don't know if I deserve all this success. I don't know if I'm capable of this. We all do that. And regardless of what levels you reach and what successes you have and how big your portfolio or your CV or your success stories become, you still feel it. It's a real thing. Now, there are lots of ways to deal with it, to get over it, to try to push through it, but just know that it never ends, and that's just part of the game. I always like to say new levels, new devils. So as you grow in revenue, as you grow in team size, you sell your company and start a new company like myself. Imposter syndrome will always follow you and be there with you. And guess what? I think that's okay. I think it's good. To me, imposter syndrome can be very motivating, can be scary, but don't let it become crippling. Know that you have to work through it, that everybody else has felt just as unqualified as you when they were in your shoes, and that's what pushes you forward. That's what pushes you to build your credibility, to work on your authority, to get the reps in so that when the time comes, you're ready. Number 4, the weight of the team is heavy. By far, the most rewarding part of becoming an entrepreneur to me was building a team, hiring employees, going to work, being in the trenches with other people, and then seeing the impact of your company on their family. I vividly remember my last night at Lemonly. They threw a big party for me on my way out the door. One of our longtime employees' spouse came up to me after the end of the evening, and she pulled me aside and she said, John, I just want you to know that Lemonly has changed my family's life. That was the spouse of my longtime employee. How amazing is that? That she, her husband, their daughter, could build this lifestyle partly thanks to Lemonly, right? So that's incredible to do that. But also, when times are a little bit harder or when the monthly expenses get bigger and bigger, you will feel the weight of the team. I remember in the early days, we're spending 10 grand a month. Okay, got it. We can make that much each month and cover our monthly nut. But eventually the number was over $100,000 of expenses every month. And you felt that weight. When you're looking forward to see what's next month revenue looks like, how we're going to do in Q3, you really start to feel that heavy weight every night when you go to bed. So just know, building a team, incredibly rewarding. Also, it's pressure. All of this being said, I beg you to become an entrepreneur. Starting a business is the best thing I've ever done. Next to meeting my wife and the birth of my 2 girls, becoming an entrepreneur has changed my life. It's truly made me a new person. It's pushed my life physically, mentally, emotionally to a new level. You literally have to transform, and you can see this journey that you go on as you look back on your journey as an entrepreneur, the companies and the businesses that you start. Not only that, but throughout that journey, it's allowed me to meet incredible people, from the insanely smart CEOs and founders that I got to meet in masterminds and coaching groups and conferences and events, to the brilliant and talented creatives that I got to hire and work with. Creatives are so amazing. To the clients that we got to work with. We got to work with the people behind the best brands in the world and really see how they build these companies and operate these amazing brands. And I'll tell you my favorite kind, just having a coffee with that brand new entrepreneur who has an idea and they're just getting started. You can see the fire in their eyes and the drive in their belly, and yet they have no idea what they're getting in store, what's ahead of them. But I'm so pumped for them. So I beg you to become an entrepreneur. It's the best job you can have, but just know these 4 things before you do.